What's going on, people? Happy Tuesday. It's your boy, Kris the Critic of the Kris and Gina Relationship Show. Today, the topic, standards versus preferences in relationships. And these two beautiful people are going to help me out with the show.
Yes.
To my immediate left, maybe you're right. You see her all the time.
I'm back.
The one, the only, the beautiful, the accomplished, the talented, Gina B. Until we get the applause track. And Mr. Sam. I ain't gonna lie, you one of my workout people you want to model yourself after. I think your page is hilarious. If you all know, I won't give your government name out. I'll leave that for you.
If you would like to comment.
Sam is single. His sign is so and so, but no, he's been on the show before. Thank you for coming back, Sam, lending us some of your knowledge in these dating streets.
These streets.
Because Gina B is 2 years into the marriage game.
I am. We determined this on the drive over.
I am. I thought it was a year.
You thought it was 1 year? Don't look. It's
I've been
2.
retired for 17 years.
Promise.
Sam's still out there in these dating streets. So
we're gonna get some stats on Sam in a second.
We're gonna talk about Sam in a minute. But before we do,
what day is it?
Oh, it's National Chocolate Day. Gina B likes no national
that is a day that I can get down with.
Really?
I love chocolate.
Here's another one.
What?
And prayers to the people in Jamaica. It is also National First Responders Day.
Okay. Let's hope. Yes, prayers to the Jamaicans.
And any of our physicians watching, it's National Internal Medicine Day.
I like internal medicine people.
And Sam, you'll appreciate this as a workout aficionado. It's Wild Foods Day. So that includes berries and fruits.
Okay.
I've been actually doing,
I can get down with that.
At least for one meal of the day, breakfast. I'm one of the healthiest breakfast eaters ever. Now,
what is that? What does that
What's
consist
the
of?
breakfast of?
2 boiled eggs, no salt, no pepper on them. Well, I will put
No
salt and
salt, no
pepper every now and then. At least pepper. But I eat
Himalayan sea salt. Just go for
I
it.
eat Greek yogurt.
That's good. Plain?
2/3 cup Greek yogurt with some granola on it, a little bit of granola.
Granola might get you.
But it is it's from Kind, that's the brand, and they typically make it has flaxseed in the granola. It doesn't have a lot of sugar. And then we have I put blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries.
That's good.
Okay. I eat and I'll do that every day. Either that or oatmeal, and sometimes I will put butter in the oatmeal.
Or a corn dog.
But lunch, it goes out of the way. Anyway, this is day 301 out of 365.
God, we're getting so close to
It's
the
almost
end of the
over.
year.
Shit.
It's almost over, people.
This shit flew by.
64 days to New Year, 58 days to Christmas. We're almost there. But here's the topic and why we're doing standards versus preferences. I'm going to ask my studio audience. We got like 17 people over here. They're really loud.
They are so loud.
We're in the new Kris and Gina studios located on the Herb 2 compound.
Right.
So we're on the Herb 2 campus. We're in a wing over there. But the reason for today's show, standards versus preferences, is because, and Sam, we're going to ask you about the landscape of the dating world in a minute. Seems like it's in disarray. Whether I talk to, and I interview a lot of people, whether I talk to women or men or women, everybody swears that there's pee in the dating swimming pool. Everybody swears.
Or poo.
Or poo. But part of it is, I think we all want certain things, right? And I don't think everybody's getting those things. Now, this relationship expert, and I'm going to call myself an expert because I've made every mistake in the relationship book. At times, sometimes those things, we value the wrong things. We get what we want and it doesn't work out. Sometimes we want things that don't exist.
Or we want things that don't make sense.
That's even better. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gina B. She's going to probably pepper you with a bunch of questions.
I am. We have to have some establishing questions.
There you go. And I'll weigh in as well as need be. Gina B.
Okay. So, Sam, you are a Chicagoan or not?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
Born and raised.
Born and raised here.
All right. Yay for the Chicagoans. So, you are single.
I am.
Are you? Is there anyone else who might disagree with that?
No.
Okay.
That's a rarity. That's a rarity. Usually we get males on, anytime we get other handsome dudes on the show,
they're like,
we ask them that
know?
question. They're like, hey, let's stay away from that question.
We got a couple shady ones that'll be on the show. Like, you just can't, they try to brief me before the show. Okay, now there's some questions that are off limits. One of them is my relationship status. I'm like, this is a relationship show. What are you talking about? So, okay, well, thank you. So you are single.
Yeah.
And were you previously married ever?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How long were you married?
Uh,
Now I'm not asking tough questions now.
so the last time 2.5 months,
Okay, and the time before?
8 years.
Was there a time before that?
That's all we're gonna talk about.
Oh,
The man,
see, I knew there was going to be
the
something. There's
man,
always something.
the man was put on the earth to
To
be
apparently be
fruitful
married.
and multiply. Look,
How many kids do you have?
I have 3 girls.
we are
Girls.
both three-girl
Oh, because
dads.
y'all got players curse. I see what's up. Okay. That's what that's about. You know, that's right. Okay. So, given that,
Mhm.
let's talk about when you chosen wives, girlfriends,
Let's talk about people he dates, because that part's over, right?
but he's chosen these people. So
All right,
dates,
cool.
okay. So when you go forward, um, what are standards versus preferences in your mind?
Standards versus preferences. Preference is just something you prefer. A preference could be she has to be light skinned or she has to be dark skinned. Those are preferences. Standards for me is your moral,
Hmm.
how you are morally. Standards, whether they're Christian or not, whether they believe in God or not. These are standards that you just like that you stand on.
Okay.
So that's standards versus preferences.
Okay.
Preference
Okay.
can always be change and sometimes can be unrealistic,
Hmm.
but your standards is just your standard. This is what you're not budging on.
So standards are non-negotiable.
Yeah,
Preferences are flexible.
yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. Chris, what do you think?
I think he defined it. I will say I like the way he defined it as well.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty
When
good
we
definition.
talk about preferences, and typically that's what we hear when people confuse these things, right? As he said, height is a preference. Um,
For some people, it's a
Yeah.
standard. It depends on.
well,
Some people have their standards and preferences like conflated.
well, let me say this: standards are non-negotiables.
Right.
Those are things that are non-negotiable for you, and for some people, you're right. But if it comes to money, it could be both. But saying I need somebody to make 175,000, I would say that's a preference. Saying I need someone to be
Definitely.
financially responsible, I think that's more of a standard.
That's the standard. Yeah,
Now,
I
people
agree.
are
In your
treating the
mind,
former
yes.
as if it is a standard.
Standard.
And the problem with that is if you only have, you know, 6% of the population or whatever it is making over a
Making
certain
that.
amount, you have an issue. For instance, height for some ladies, and I'm not knocking it if you can get it. But if you've been out here 30, 40 years and ain't got it, you might want to do something different. But let's say over 6 feet, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm 5'10". Let's say I was in the market for somebody and she fit my, sort of fit my preferences. I like her morals or whatever. But she's like, oh man, Kris isn't 6'2", right? Now, if she's 5'3", I'm not saying that it's not a reason to reject me. However, I think a lot of people have missed out on folk
I agree.
because they confuse their standards with their preferences.
Mm-hmm.
Things like Sam was saying, honesty, integrity. To me, those are standards. Those are non-negotiables.
So before we get too far afield here, there are people who turn a standard or turn a preference into a standard. Okay?
Absolutely.
And so I think that when you come at things from a logical standpoint as far as dating is
Well,
concerned,
who does that?
well, a lot of people don't. This is what I'm trying to get at right
Most.
now. A lot of people do not. There's a lot of men who are like, okay, well, a standard is she has a big ass. Is that a standard?
If a guy were to say that, and I do think they're out there, I don't think that's common.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely not.
I mean, so the question becomes, when do they help you make better choices and when do they limit you? And then how do you get that list in check such that they're in the right spot, these attributes, right?
Hmm.
Like, if you've had a lot of relationships in your life, Sam, um, What is your
Damn it, Sam. No.
Damn.
or Kris too? What did you have to go through so that you've got those lists accurate? Like maybe at some point, a standard was she has a 26-inch waist and 39-inch hips, but maybe what you've decided at some point is that becomes a preference. Did you have any standards that should have been in the preference category that became preferences over time as opposed to standards?
Nah.
No.
No.
So you always had your standards in the right spot.
Standards here and
preferences there.
here.
Okay.
You're a lot better man than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did you go wrong?
I will tell everybody here I was a preference dater. If she had a little waist, a cute face, and some nice cheek game, that was my requirement for us going
You're talking
out.
about cheeks, right?
I mean, yeah, cheeks. But I mean, I'm keeping it a buck. That got you had to do something really bad, or you got more times at bat, as I would say. It's like if a guy went out with Halle Berry, he'll probably take her out 5 or 6 times, and she can act nothing against you, Halle, if you looked at. She can probably act up more times than someone else.
Yeah.
Similar to a woman, for instance. Sam and I are some decent looking guys, but hypothetically, if we were all, me, him, and Chris Brown were vying for the same woman, I'm sure they would give him a little more leeway.
Yeah.
They're not going to stress him.
My standard is a man who's never
If Chris
beat women.
Brown said, I want to go on this coffee date, they going on the coffee date.
No, because the standard would be the man who's never been physically abusive to women. Well, that should be a standard.
Well, again,
I'm just saying.
the man, I think I won't.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to bash
wanna
any of my
just say?
female. Could have been self-defense. All I'm saying.
Did you? Okay.
We don't know what she did to him. No, he was wrong, but he paid his debt to society.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
man was ostracized forever. He's just uncancelable.
Still is.
They just
He's
can't.
not ostracized.
They cannot-
There are women that pay thousands of dollars to
But-
like grind on him on stage, and they're happy to do it. They are paying for the privilege.
Well, which is why I'm.
What was the
Of riding Chris
award
Brown.
show that he was supposed to perform at?
when he cried and sort of ran off the stage?
No,
He
he was
cried.
supposed to do a tribute.
Oh, absolutely. He's paid it. Yeah.
And they did not
A tribute to
allow him
Ike
to do the
Turner?
tribute.
I'm just kidding.
Right.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
jokes. I think to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And they did not.
You
let
Michael
him do
Jackson? Thank you.
Yeah.
It was Michael Jackson
Yeah,
tribute.
and they did not let him do the tribute.
Yeah. But I do think
He's not suffering financially from that, though. Is my
No,
point.
he's not.
he had one of the most successful tours ever.
Yeah,
Gina
I
B,
mean,
you
real
said
talk.
something that I want to expound. I want to know what you think.
Okay, go for it.
You mentioned these lists that
Uh-huh.
people have.
Right.
Men usually don't have lists. As
Right.
I tell people,
And
whether
we're
you're a
getting there
mammal,
sometime.
whether you're a ape, a lioness,
Abe.
I'm just saying, women have higher mate selection standards than men. Always have. Which is why, sidebar, when you hear women say, well, men sleep with whoever, well, it's because the very average woman can open her legs and it's always a dude willing and able.
Able, yeah.
So if you go to like a gentleman's club, when I was 21, went to my first gentleman's club, I'm like, oh my God, look how beautiful that. Nobody wants to be with that woman because of what she does. But if you're a man and you can bag 10 women, you better be good looking, you got some swag, you got some money, or your bedroom game is nice, because women don't just sleep with anybody.
Nah.
It's difficult for even an average man to do that. Some more value is placed on it. Now, that was just a side note. But in terms of those lists, we've had women on this show who've had that list ready. 20 plus items
Look like
on
a
the list.
scroll.
But most of the things on the list were preferences, wouldn't you say? Certain height,
I
certain
don't know.
income, certain sex game. And again, I'm not saying any of these things are unimportant. I had somebody earlier today say, oh, my preferences are standard, so one and the same. I said, no, they're not. Of course she goes back because women can't be wrong online. So I just finally said, okay. However, I use the example. I'll say, E, you're over there. Listen to this. I always use somebody off camera as the litmus test. Because you are a woman. But I told this woman, or I typed it, your standards and preferences are not the same. And she was trying to go back and forth. I said, well, let's hypothetically say chocolate ice cream is your favorite ice cream. And Dr. Pepper is your favorite soda. If you went to a restaurant and you wanted ice cream and soda and they didn't have those, I'm sure there's out of one of those something else acceptable, then you take.
That
Right
you
then
would
and there,
prefer.
you know that they are preferences. So that's all I wanted to get across, our standards and preferences. I use the example of buying a home to illustrate this. We'll take the emotion out of it by talking about something non-feeling, right? If I'm buying a home, a standard might be I need 2,900 square feet and I got to have 3 bedrooms because I got a kid and I need a home office and it needs to be in a safe area near a decent school. Those are my standards.
And the price range.
Right, and the price range, obviously. Yeah, those are standards.
Yeah.
Now my preferences are, oh man, I would love a walk-in, 2 walk-in closets.
A pool.
I would love an attached garage. Those, ladies and gents watching the show, those are preferences versus in the former with standards. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but so the devil's advocate that I will play is that okay. Let's go back a couple of examples. So let's just say I love coconut ice cream and I love coconut sorbet. Okay.
Is that a thing?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a very good thing.
Well, you date, you would know.
And
they didn't have that when I was dating. No, I was playing. Go ahead. I'm old.
Anyway, I love coconut sorbet. And so if I go to a restaurant, they don't have coconut sorbet, I'm not really that happy.
Will you have a dessert?
No, maybe not.
There's the only dessert that you eat.
Yeah, I really won't be excited.
I will say, I didn't say were you excited.
I won't eat it.
But
if
would
there's
you?
Mango sorbet, I will not.
Have you ever had another dessert?
Yes, but I haven't been as excited about it.
Okay. My point is,
it
doesn't matter.
No, but I haven't been satisfied with it. Like,
it doesn't matter.
I'm only satisfied with coconut sorbet.
Oh, that's fine.
So, but my point being, okay, houses. Let's talk about houses for a second. Say you concede on a couple of things that you say are preferences rather than standards. Okay.
Sure.
So you can't get the house. Let's say you get the house and say the house is 2,700 square feet. Let's just say you have 3 bedrooms. You don't have walk-in closets. Let's just say you don't have as many bathrooms as you'd like.
Sure.
You move into the house. These things are not standards. These things are preferences, right? But do you spend all of your time trying to figure out, all right, I just got to get to that next house because what I really want is my walk-in closet. What I really want is my chef's kitchen.
Oh, that's fine, but it doesn't change that it was a preference.
I mean, you'll move into the house, but will you be excited about the house?
You may not be excited.
It's a house. It's a roof over your head, but is it the house you want?
May or may not be. I can't answer that. It might not be the
house you want.
Doesn't change if it's a standard or a preference.
This is the devil's advocate that I'm playing. So, if you are focusing on
I know what you're saying.
Preferences that you just gotta. This is what I'm saying.
You're asking this.
Standards correct.
Are you asking me? Are some preferences more important than others?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say that your dream man, if I'm a 5'4" woman and he's 5'4½", that's going to be a tougher sell for some women, right?
Yeah.
But but it's still a preference because she knows if she can get over that hurdle, man, this man's trustworthy. He ain't gonna cheat. He's a provider. He got all this money. He got this. His sex game is this, that, and the other. It's a preference.
See, I believe in a weighted average.
Again, that doesn't change the standard versus preference.
Well,
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yet.
No, you remind me of these online people now.
No. I'm devil's advocate.
That's fine.
So, I don't think that when you think about a list. Okay, so first thing here is that we all need to get straight where things should be on the list, right? So if you've got a bunch of, say you take the things you think are standards, right?
We're talking about relationships?
Yes.
Right.
And when you put them all together, what you have is a shell of a person and you haven't described one thing about their personality or their moral standings. Mm-hmm. Then those should probably all be on the preference side.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you've put them together and you've rounded out a person, like, here's the person, this is what I want them to, this is how I want them to kind of operate, blah, blah, blah. I still want them to look a certain way, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Then, okay, so now we've got a rounded out person. If you look at your preferences or standards and you don't have a rounded out person, you need to rethink your standards.
I'll tell you this. Are we talking a long-term relationship?
Yes.
All right. I've never met, and you've been on stage. You've been with me when we've been places, and an older couple who's been married 50 years.
Yes. We always ask, what's the secret?
And they never say, the woman never says, it's the best D I've ever had.
Well, what?
Wait a minute, let me
Brandy
finish.
gonna tell you?
Can I marinate my roasted duck for a second? Can I cook for a minute? Can I
Yeah.
They never say it's because he's rich. They never do. But
Maybe rich is implied.
But
He
those
takes care
couples
of
stay
it.
together. And if you're out there looking for a long-term partner, we'll talk about the preferences. But the only thing that's going to keep it together, trust, some sort of emotional intelligence, some sort of loyalty, some sort of communication, some sort of honesty, some sort of respect. Those basic things, right? And things like those, I mean, left one out. That's why people work. Why they don't work is because she had these nice cheeks and he was buying me all this stuff, and the relationship is based on the preferences and not the standards. What's your favorite ice cream?
I like coconut sorbet.
Coconut sorbet might, let's say, hypothetically, is the standard. Having a cherry on top is a preference, right?
Right.
So that other stuff in relationships, 6'2" versus 6'1" or 6'5", 10", or whatever it is, those are preferences, right?
Okay, let me give you a perfect. If we're gonna talk about dessert for a second,
Sure.
I'll tell you what.
Preferences are what's
So,
a dessert.
My preference is really, if I could have any dessert, right? I love a coconut cake that's nice and moist. It's got the white icing with the coconut.
My
But
dad used to love
I
coconut
eat
cake.
the coconut sorbet because it's better for me. I still get the coconut, and I still get the same sensation. Like, I don't get the cake, but so what is that? What is that?
Listen. All you stand, if you change something, Gina, it's a preference. Sam, let me get
But
some
what
real
I'm
questions to
saying-
you.
No, but
Right.
seriously, I'm just asking because
if it can change, then
It's
it's,
a
a
preference.
preference.
right,
period.
okay, so
A standard is non-negotiable,
Okay,
Gina.
standard's non-negotiable.
A standard would be, if it ain't this, just like this, I ain't touching it. That's a standard, period.
now
Like
then
if
when,
I'm
what if it's
vegan,
not?
my
Coconut sorbet, I
standard
won't do
is
it.
Correct.
nothing. I can't eat any meat. So
Correct.
I'm not.
Okay,
That's-
so that's
exactly.
standard. I don't eat
That's
red
the
meat.
standard,
That's I do.
yeah.
That's the standard I have. I don't eat red meat.
So
If all there is red meat, I do not eat.
Yeah.
what?
Okay,
No matter how hungry you are,
right.
I just
It's just not an
can't
option.
eat.
It's not an option for me.
Right.
So, Sam, when you go out on dates, think about standards and preferences. What are most people communicating that they're looking for, and what do you communicate? Like, we want to know we want to know how these dates go, and that.
Here's the funny thing. All of that shit happens on social media.
What does?
All the standards and preferences.
I'm
So when they're
glad we
making
getting
a
to that.
list,
Yeah, that list is just on social media.
okay.
I like that he said that. I'll
In-
mention something after.
Out in the real world, it's not even a conversation.
I agree.
No one's talking
Well, if
about.
somebody can choose,
Yeah, but no one's talking about the same thing on social media when
As they are
are
in
in front
person.
of
So,
each other. No one.
what sort of questions do women ask you about yourself, and vice versa?
How many children you have?
Right.
Have you been married?
Right.
Maybe what do you do for work?
Are they interested
What
in
do you
long
do
term?
for fun?
Are they looking up? I know some of them end up in shorter term, but are most people that you go out with, are they looking for shorter term or long term?
Most looking for long term. Some looking for
Okay.
short term. That can
Okay.
turn into long term.
Right.
It differs.
okay.
So, but no one's having those conversations online in person.
So do you have more success with people that you meet in person or people that you meet online?
With people that I meet online, I hardly ever meet anyone out while I'm out because I'm nowhere to meet people while I'm out.
Okay, so
I'm at Home Depot on top of a roof.
you don't meet women at Home Depot?
No.
Oh,
It-
that's
it-
interesting.
I think right now,
Unless it's the cashier and they're all too young.
and I think
get
we've had guys on the show. You show well better on social media, even as no homo, as a guy. I mean, he's sort of personable in person. Even as a guy, I'm thinking that, and decent looking guy, dark skin is in, by the way. All you extra light skinned dudes, y'all got to try harder because the world thinks y'all soft. I know I'm right in the middle, but if you ask me, I'm a roll team dark skin. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Anyway, it is what it is. But I think online does offer men and women who are, I would say, more, for lack of a better word, good looking. I know it's subjective. I think it's easier for them to meet a lot of people. I just do.
Of course, it's much easier to meet a lot of people when they're all being thrown
It
at
used
you.
to be,
Right.
you can only know the people before, the people in your hometown, or you know what I'm saying, unless you went away to school, then you're like, oh, these are more people. Now, if you're a guy or a woman, you're swiping through. I know buddies when we travel, are we going to Atlanta? If the single guys in the group, man, they have dates set up by the time we get there.
Yeah, because they're on those, they go local. They say, who's in my
Freaking
region?
awesome. At least there's meeting people.
Yeah.
But you said something about social media. By the way, anybody watching this show, we changed it. Next week's show is the importance of, you might want to come back for this, the importance of sex, money, and looks in relationships.
Oh, that's a good
Do
one.
we overplay those things? So everybody likes when we talk about sordid stuff, even this host right here.
Everybody loves sordid
But
stuff.
this show is standards and preferences. We talk about social media. I'm always one, and Sam, I post some polarizing stuff. Think the men and women usually think differently, because I just get tired of these pandering dudes putting up posts like, hey, men should pay all bills just because. And even if he find out the child isn't his, he should still pay. I'm going to do that show and get like 50,000 followers. But
oh my God.
Single women and pandering dudes is going to keep single women single.
right. So, but my
true.
point is, as you said, people ready to shoot arrows at me online, but they meet me in person. They're like, oh man, you weren't even like that. I was like, I'm not like that. It's the
because
social
you have
media
the
post.
other part of it that rounds out your personality. See, this is what I was talking about before with standards and preferences.
Yeah.
You've got to have something that rounds out the personality of a. Is
Okay, I
he
get you.
funny? Is he ethical? Is he charming? Does he have, a person like an appealing personality?
I know those are preferences
Is he
though.
affable? But no, those are standards.
No,
Like a guy who's funny. When you ask those,
are you saying you turn down the
think
dream?
shufflefuckers.
I don't know if any
Mm,
woman who would turn down their dream man because he wasn't he wasn't
They're
funny.
not super funny, but a sense
But
of
if he was
humor.
the
having
right-
a sense of humor, that could
Sense of
definitely be a
humor.
standard.
Sense of humor is a
'Cause
standard.
that's
That's kind
just
of
a
what I was
standard.
saying.
There are some things,
It is
Gina B.
definitely
I'll
a
get you to
standard.
the end of this because I knew when I talked to you earlier, I knew you were going to go here. Some things that would be considered both. I don't think they should, but they are.
Some things can be.
I've even looked them up. I asked you once on the show, if you met the guy, he had everything. He had all the money in the world. He treated you like a princess. You were dating him 4 years. He had all the money in his world. He was hung
I
down
know
to his
that.
knee, and everybody loved him, and you got butterflies every time you saw him. And in year 4, he was going to propose to you, and he says to you, Gina B., I'm a very staunch Republican. Would you be with him? And you told me no.
Well, Republican means something very different.
Well, no,
now.
he said he was MAGA.
He says he was MAGA.
He's all,
Absolutely
but he's
fine.
everything you wanted in the world. How often
that
does an
possible?
election come up? For me, I don't give a
Well,
fuck how somebody.
These days,
if my
every
dream
single
woman,
day,
I just
there's an impact from.
Jesus Christ.
It's the truth.
As black folk, sorry, the political person is coming out of me now. Neither one of them parties love you like that. You better get your
No,
happiness.
Absolutely.
They don't love you. They just smile in your face.
One really hates you, and one only.
No, they both hate you the same.
They don't hate you.
One just smiles at you, but that's another show.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's if on a.
But you see what I'm saying? Now that right there, political beliefs, as they poll more millennials,
One of my friends
is
getting
becoming
divorced.
more of a standard. For me,
becoming
it
a
is.
polarizing
Political
factor.
belief could be a standard.
It's a
I'm telling
polarizing
you.
factor. It's a
Yeah,
standard.
that's definitely a
All day long.
standard.
All day long.
I
think it
don't know.
is.
Political belief is definitely a standard.
All right, let me test the waters. Do you think for most people, do they hold dear to them more their religious conviction or their political conviction?
Are they religious?
religious.
Yeah, religious.
Are they
In
religious?
general, religious, right?
Yeah.
But I would say,
I'm not religious.
but
on
I
that.
would say the same people that are deadlocked on politics, a lot, especially black folks, including this one, are married to someone of a different faith. But we didn't. Oh my God, I can't be with you because we don't, worship the same. No, that's all I'm saying with pop. For me, but I get for some people it is. But those are things that's sort of the gray areas. But most of the things we're talking about, for the sake of this show, for a reason why people aren't together, ask a woman about, if her girls ask her, how's the day? Girl, tell us about him. Girl, he tall, he works here, aka how much he makes. If she has sex with him, how is that? That is what people are valuing. I do not listen to what people say, and I listen to what they do, what they react to. And people react to the preferences. Men too.
They react to preferences, but the standards need to be there, right? So I think some of the
That's why they
standards
don't
are
work.
applied.
That's the
No, but I think-
frustration some people are seeing because I've slept with him, and guess what? It didn't work. Well, you were checking he had your preferences, he had your preferences, he had your preferences, she had your preferences, she had your preferences, but none of them had your standards, and
Well,
you
Mrs.
wonder
Craddock
why
has a comment.
it didn't work.
We have a comment from Mrs. Craddock who asks, why wouldn't sense of humor be a preference? Well,
I know, babe. Now, this is Mrs. Critic. Babe, I know you married me because of my all-world sense of humor and my special set of skills. But,
Jesus Christ. Okay. Because
Go
we
ahead.
are
You wanna-
individuals, okay?
Right.
And so a preference to one could be a standard to another. Now, sense of humor to me, for me, implies that, sense of humor is a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And there's an implied intelligence level.
non-negotiable for me.
Like I like a good witty banter. If I can't have that all day, then that would not make me happy.
Right. You don't get the jokes, like.
If you don't get the jokes, are you an idiot? Like I don't know. Like some people don't have senses of humor. I don't know that they're all that smart. I don't know. I may be offending part of this audience, but I really don't. Like it's for me it's a standard. Now for some people who don't necessarily have a sense of humor, it could be a preference because it goes over their head
and that
half
might
the
be
time anyway.
Listen, I submit,
Because-
Mrs. Critic, Gina B, maybe that's the difference in the sexes because there's certain women I've seen, I don't really care if they're funny.
See,
This
exactly.
prior to getting
Just-
married, my love.
How does the back of their head look?
She gotta be funny.
But I mean,
What's that?
Like, she doesn't have to be funny, but she has to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
There you go, right.
Because I have a sense of humor, and I know my sense of humor can be.
You're pretty
a little-
funny too.
Yeah.
yeah.
It could be
I
like,
mean-
I am a that's what she said guy.
Oh, right.
I am a that's what she said
Gina B
guy.
has a
So
similar type of.
If you're
yeah.
talking, I just be like, that's what she said.
Yeah, y'all got humor that comes
what's
out of
that?
nowhere.
And you let them know what it is, and I get it now.
Yeah.
But if they like, nah, I don't like that joke. That's inappropriate.
Yeah, if they're that person, then we
Next.
can't. Thank you, next.
Now that Gina B has successfully
I don't
blurred
like
the
you.
lines between standards and preferences. Now, Sam and then
That's
Gina.
the goal.
Online, since a lot of relationships, one of two relationships do begin online now. A lot of these people going to be married, all of that stuff. Sam first, then Gina. Do you think people's preferences and standards are but teetering the line of unrealistic as you see them online?
Oh, hell yeah. Without question.
What makes you say that?
Some are unrealistic. They're very unreal because everyone wants 6 figures, 6 feet, can fly,
Can't fly.
religious, loves God, but
That doesn't
loves
do
the
it for
devil
me.
a little.
Sells dope, but goes to church every Sunday.
Right, like you want, that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking for.
He's a
fucking
millionaire.
unicorn.
He has the best
Right.
D game in the world, but he only has
He
eyes
spends a lot of time
for you.
with- Well, he's a millionaire. He works hard. Spends a lot of time with me. It's like
Right.
right there.
Right. What?
Dichotomy.
So you agree with that?
Yeah, totally.
What? Why do you? I know. I suspect because I was trying to think of if you read any articles, they'll say social media is lending itself to that to men, but even more so to women because women have more of a feel when it comes to emotion, right?
Yeah.
Men will recognize, all right, I've been through this before. She acted like this. She got me for my money. I paid too much. I'm not doing it again. I don't care how she makes me feel. You know, I see women going into similar, I ain't gonna call them traps, but similar traps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
we got another comment up there.
Khalid Hankins
Khalid
says
Hankins.
political beliefs is a clear indicator of having lack intelligence, having zero intelligence, aka I don't follow politics. Low intelligence is damaging to the relationship. Brother Hankins, I will agree.
I will agree.
And that's my drinking buddy. I agree with the last sentence.
Well, you know what's funny about this? I
What?
was just having this thought earlier as we were thinking about this show, is because you accused me of not thinking about the show, so I'm going to tell you that I do.
You don't think
I
about the show. She's
always
just good on her feet.
Think about the
And
show.
I'll tell her the show. She'll be like, what was the show? And then anyway, I'm sorry.
I have opinions about everything, but the intelligence factor is funny to me, and you may have a different impression of this because you're actively dating today, so you can tell me if I'm right about this or not. Okay. If you go through all these profiles of people, everyone describes themselves as intelligent, yet
He picks
I maintain
he picks the one with
there's
the
a
biggest
certain
booty.
percentage that is not. No one's
Yeah.
gonna say I'm not a very intelligent person,
Mm-hmm.
and I like church, but I'm not intelligent at all. You know what I mean? Like who
No
describes
one's gonna
themselves
have
as not
as
intelligent?
unintelligent. Yeah,
Yet
no
we
one.
all know that these online streets are full to bursting with people who are not. So
Oh yeah.
I think you have to if you guys match your baselines of intelligence, then that works. If you're with somebody who's about as intelligent as you, then I think that's a good match.
But I think a mate attraction, I think intelligence, and I'm about to sound real old fashioned,
Degrees
real.
doesn't
real
automatically
Archie
mean
Bunk.
intelligence, and a lot
I
of
don't.
people
I'm
think
saying it. Let's
the
assume.
more degrees they have, the more intelligent you are.
Let's
No,
let's take
you're
the
just
degree.
book smart.
Let's take
Well,
the degrees
some of them
out.
aren't even-
Right, and that's what I'm getting at. We're headed to the
You're
same
just
place.
book smart.
Let's take the degrees out.
Take the degrees out
All right.
completely.
Most humans, if it's a bell curve, are of moderate intelligence. I'm only saying this to say the bigger issue is your behavior. Life is going to life and be hard, even if you don't date anyone.
Yeah.
When you date or marry someone else, you have to manage life, but you also have to manage someone else. If you aren't, intelligence is a factor, but can I speak to if I hear something I don't like from you, can I not go off the handle, disrespect you, call you every name in the book, right? Can I sacrifice sometimes because maybe I've got my way, and maybe it's better for us if we do it that way. Am I able to do that and still treat this person with respect, care, and whatever? To me, that's bigger than intelligence.
Right.
And when it comes to relationships, that is why I maintain that those core values will get you. That's why I asked you, long term or short term. I've dated some short term, some damn near schizophrenic ass, ADHD, let me act crazy as hell women, and I knew it was gonna run its course because if you say anything they don't like,
Boom.
they blow the fuck up.
Fuse go. Yeah.
And so,
That's fair.
and they might be smart. They just can't
By what
regulate.
standards?
And I think it's more
They're smart,
dangerous.
they might lack empathy. They might lack, this is
All of that. But
yeah.
I think for women, I understand women have a higher sensitivity to threat, right? My wife used to say, well, I don't like walking in a parking garage by myself. I just never thought about it because I'm a guy, right?
Right.
I'm like, man, anybody want to jump on me? Even a bigger dude is going to have
Yeah,
a
we
hard
have a
time.
heightened awareness of it.
And that makes sense to me.
Yeah, because
And
we
I
are
think they
smaller
should be,
people.
which is why I go back to the importance of looking at those characteristics versus the preferences. I think it can be very dangerous for women to only date, dangerous from their emotional health and physical health, to only date preferences. I see a lot of people chasing the bag, right? You'll get some spoiled NBA player, and this is extreme, and I hate using extremes, but he might look the part, the guy's got the bag, but what has he really done in life? Has he seen any struggle? Has he worked through it? Has he managed any relationships where a woman liked him just for him? He might be an asshole.
Does he have resilience? Does he have perseverance? These are all standards.
But I don't know. Social media glorifies this utopia. If you watch Housewives of whoever, those are the most toxic, superficial women ever, but they're living these lives that everybody wants to live. They got these rich men that dote over them. And you're sitting at home thinking, I can be that. And then you see the Disney fantasy. You see Jennifer Lopez playing a maid. And all of a sudden, a pretty woman, this millionaire guy locks his eyes on you. It can happen to you. 50 Shades of Grey, right? Here's this mysterious guy. He's great in bed. He's this, that, and the other. And he always wants the most plain, average chick. That shit ain't the real world.
It's a movie.
Well, no, because it comes out of the head of a writer.
But even social media, even watching,
but they can't differentiate.
even watching Kim Kardashian's life. How many hoes do we see now that are adored? I know grown women, college educated with degrees that swear I love what Cardi B and Kim Kardashian are doing. I know a doctor, hope she's not watching, who shall remain nameless. Kim Kardashian, she's like, don't say anything about Kim. I'm like, she's a hoe that made good.
I mean, I don't mind.
Out of the million hoes on the planet, one hoe made good. Y'all think hoes made good. She's a hoe.
It shouldn't bother me.
That bothers me. She's a hoe.
I mean,
Cardi B's a slut and drugs
we
niggas
are far
should be in
afield.
jail.
You know what I have a list of here that I want to run through? I have a list.
Ignorant
And I
nigga.
want us to,
This
I want
only
us
happened
to.
when I got old. I used to be a
know,
non-threatening, nice nigga.
All
I
right,
wore
so
glasses.
let's discuss whether, okay, when I name these things, let's discuss whether they're standards or preferences, okay?
All right.
All right, good hygiene.
That's a standard.
What
It's
are
actually-
you fuming
You
about?
have to think.
Like, what is this?
Well,
you really have to think about
it's
that.
You have a
both.
smelly cooch?
It's
What?
both.
Why?
Do a Google search on good hygiene. Is it standard or preference? Just do it.
I don't care.
Humor me.
I'm asking your behavior.
It's both.
Okay, both. That's what you say.
Well, do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay, no, I don't
I'm
want to.
gonna look it up.
Okay, you do that.
She may be a little.
All right.
I know,
tough, but
the reason I
prefer
said
her
it's
Why do
both.
you say that?
No,
Because
that's
I do think there's a
standard.
baseline everyone needs to have.
Okay,
But I also know,
can you just
only
wipe your
because
ass?
I hope my
Okay.
mother's not watching, she used to call me nice nasty because I was extremely particular.
But just didn't.
I'm
wipe
not
your
like
ass?
you. Not like you. You're even more particular than me. Gina
About
B, I'm
what?
surprised she's sitting this close to you. It took me 2 years to do a show with her for her to sit by me.
Okay.
She's a germaphobe.
I'm a germaphobe.
But I do think there's a baseline to hygiene.
So wait, good
I don't
hygiene.
think there's a baseline.
Look, Khalid Hankins, hygiene is a required. It is a required. It's a standard. Okay.
Okay, all y'all.
Well, maybe not for you.
It
Maybe,
is, I'm
Maybe
saying-
when you were dating a smelly cooch.
No,
was
you didn't say
okay.
for me. You asked me.
Right.
You asked me what
I'm
it.
just saying. Like
You
maybe.
asked me, and
She
that's a
fine,
great
so
example.
Bad breath is
Every
okay.
dude, hold on, that's a great
Nah.
example. Every dude
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that it is only a standard has had some coochie that they smelled that was bad,
Okay,
and
next.
they went through with it, including him.
Okay, next.
Oh no, not me.
You lied.
Okay.
Nope,
I
not
say
me.
you went. I say you went down. And you did it.
No.
Must
You
be
did.
taller than me for a woman.
You
I
did.
think that's a preference.
For a woman, that's definitely a preference.
For
That's
a preference, I think. Okay. Can't live at home with their mom. Standard
That's
or
still a
preference?
preference.
You think that's a preference? You think that's a standard?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Could you
Kris.
read this for the crowd?
Okay, I don't
Kris.
want to. I don't care.
Just hold my phone. Read it when you get a
Here's the
chance.
funny part.
Read it when you get a
They
chance.
When I
can't
get a
live at
chance.
home with their mom, but they can live at home with their wife.
Okay. Kris, would you pay attention? Hey,
Yes.
can't live with their mom. Is that a standard or a preference?
That's funny.
Is that funny?
It is a preference because mom could be sick. He could be taking care of the mom.
If you're not taking care of the mom, if you're living at home with the mom and you're just living at home,
I think a man who's not on his own is
I
a
feel
standard.
like that's a standard.
Yes.
Okay. Must have emotional intelligence.
That should
Standard
be
or
a
preference?
standard.
I feel like that's a standard.
It should be a standard, but I see
You
people.
can barely
most
have
people don't
relationships
have
with people who don't have emotional intelligence.
I think it should be a standard
I
all the
would
time.
want to have a relationship with someone who doesn't have. Okay.
But people do it.
All right. How
You
about must have a passport?
Preference.
That's a preference.
I feel like it's a standard.
Oh, stop it, Gina. Come on,
You
Gina
can
B.
get a passport.
You know what? You just
No, because of what it implies. To me, having a passport implies
You
that
way
you've
too
been curious
bougie
enough
for
to,
me, Gina
curious
B.
enough
You
to
way
go outside
too
of the
bougie.
country and have the means to do so.
Erica,
I don't care.
what
if
do you
you don't
think a
like long
passport
flights?
is? Is that a standard or a preference? Women hate going against other women.
What if
That's
you don't
y'all
like long
problem. Y'all
flights?
keep each other.
Then you're
You
not
help
for me.
her out.
That's my standard.
She wrong. And help her out.
That's what
Is
I'm
a
saying. That's
passport a
my
standard or a preference?
standard. That's my standard.
You
That's
lucky you
your
run this show and you are
That's my
boss over
standard.
here.
So you're not budging.
No, I have never budged on it.
That's crazy.
I've never had to.
That's crazy.
All the men that I've ever have dated have had passports.
But you ain't been out of the country with all of them.
Not all of them, because but I've seen the passports.
You ain't
Anyway,
seen they passport.
and
You
yes, I
just
have.
making shit.
Okay.
And they got one stamp on it.
She's like,
Listen, if it's got one,
Or
it's
they
better
might
than
have
zero.
a passport and no
Hold on,
stamp.
Louis Green said
better
it's
than
both
zero.
because
What if
some
they don't
women.
have
Wait a
any
minute.
stamps, but they
Louis
have a
Green
passport?
said hygiene is both because some women accept men that don't wipe their ass. Thank you,
But
Louis.
you never know until they break up.
Well,
Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Doesn't have kids. Standard or preference?
That could be a both.
Can't or can't have
I
kids.
say it's a
Be
preference.
both.
I feel like that can be a standard.
It's both. I think it's both.
That can be both.
I think it's both. Because
Yeah.
right now, that's a good example. In social media, and, you know, I may appear to be, but I shy away from the extreme red pill dudes. I've had dudes come up to me like, man, Kris, you need to do a show on, single mother. No, because that's
Right,
not
yeah.
true. In real life, if a man likes a woman and that woman pours into him, and she got her stuff together over there, you should date her. This is what I feel, right? But people wouldn't think that, you know what I'm saying? But there are some cautions to that. There are cautions with dating a man who has a child already, and I had a kid.
Okay, so
Anyway.
wants kids versus open to kids.
Wants kids, open to
Wants kids versus I'm open to kids, or somebody who really wants kids. If you're a person who
For
wants
me,
kids,
standard. If you want kids, it's
It's a standard.
it's a wrap.
That's a standard. It's a
Yeah, I
wrap.
agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
Matter of fact, you just answer me, and I'll say if I agree with him. That's redundant.
This is where we're going with this
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean-
Okay. So make 6 figures, standard or preference?
Preference all day.
Yeah.
Well, you can impact a person's.
Gina B, you about to have all these
You-
women out
you
here just
gon-
as confused as they
you-
were.
That is a preference.
It's a fucking preference all
Okay,
day.
All right. Okay. Fine.
Because you want to know why? Because if we're talking long term, and if hypothetically, let's say I'm a woman.
getting there, Chuck.
If I'm a woman and I am a cardiologist and I make 500 grand a year and I want to marry this dude who checks all my boxes, who cares if he makes $80,000? Because we got $580,000 in the bank. He just took out 3-4 bills of the house.
Okay. Whatever.
That's all I'm saying.
Preference then. That's what you think. All right. Must be single and monogamous.
That's a standard. That
That's
could be a
standard.
Yeah, it's a
Standard all day long. All day long. All right. How about this one? Must have a car. Standard or preference?
That's a preference. And a stupid one.
I say preference. I say it's dumb as hell. I say it's stupid. I mean, there's so many
Very
ways to get
stupid.
around this.
Right.
I almost think
Yeah, that's
now I'm
to me
going
a-
back to when I was.
That's a preference.
I'm thinking about when I wasn't
Yeah,
married,
I
didn't
have
have
one.
kids and a family and all of this. I wish Uber was out then
Right.
because I would have saved a ton of money from a car note, insurance. God forbid I live downtown somewhere where I got to pay for parking. I'm definitely saying if you go to somewhere like New York, you meet somebody, they could be hugely successful. You don't have to have a car to make you a good mate. Is what it is.
Okay, for guys.
I think that's stupid.
Okay, so how about this? Smokes weed. Can't smoke weed. Standard or preference?
I think that's for some people subjective. It could be both.
For
I don't
some
care.
people, if you're
So-
if you're not
yeah.
a drug person, that could be a standard.
But I don't mind somebody else doing their dope. It's just
Yeah.
more
But it
pleasant
depends
for
on
me.
how amenable you are to that, right? So
Yeah, I
that's
think that's
individual.
still a
I think it's very
preference.
individual. I think it's
Yeah.
individual because if
You're right.
you are anti,
Yeah, especially
Weed.
if you're Muslim.
if you're whatever that makes
Yeah.
you anti, then that's a standard.
Yeah,
if
that's
you're like,
definitely standard.
I
But
don't give a shit,
but if it affects
then it could be a preference.
if it affects you, well,
Yeah, if you can't, how do you feel about it?
you can't be showing up doing crack and not.
Crack? Oh, absolutely a standard.
Definitely a standard.
No crack. Okay.
Act like
Crack
y'all
is
know
whack.
nobody do a little crack.
Um,
Y'all know.
No one dabbles in crack. Okay, let's
I
start
think
with
some.
that.
I
There's
think
not
some
one
celebrities do.
sometimes I smoke crack. No, that is not a thing. Okay,
People dabble in crack.
all right. Must have consistent communication habits.
Standard for me.
Standard, all day long.
For it to work,
Oh, what are you thinking about?
I need
you
to hear
don't want
the talk.
You don't think it's a standard?
you may
to
not
have
think people
No,
need to
for me,
speak
it's
all the
not a
time. I want to
standard.
hear it.
communication habits.
Yeah, it's not
Good
standard for me.
communication's not
Really?
standard.
That's not standard for me. It's a preference.
Okay. Okay.
How does that work now? Now I'm getting to your dating life. When you do meet somebody, let's say it's a mutual interest, or go out and you'll have a decent time or whatever. Let's say you go out again. How often do these people want you to call? Because I see
You
online.
don't have to call every day. I don't call every day.
How often do you call?
I don't pray to God every day.
Right.
So what
Okay.
makes you think
Smart.
you're more important to God?
Well, I don't think. Okay. How often do you call?
Hey, that's a line right there.
How
Single
often-
guys out there,
How often do you call?
that is a line
Sam?
right there. You just dropped the gem.
Maybe
I'm gonna give that away.
3 times.
P.I. Take that. P.I. I'm a producer.
I mean,
You
I
single,
think,
right?
I think it's
You
really
use
about
that.
finding
They get
someone
mad
who's
you don't
comfortable.
call. Hey, I'll pray every day.
Chris, we're not having multiple conversations
sorry.
instead of this. I'm getting into his calling
Yes, you
feature.
do.
His calling, but I guess maybe if you are not a good match for someone who feels the daily communication. is
Right.
important.
If they need communication, like when I've gone through profiles and like need communication, like, yep, this is not for me because
Okay, well that's a
I
standard for you.
know I
Okay.
am not going to communicate every day.
So you're not a daily communicator, and that's a standard.
Well, I'll communicate in some form, maybe a text, but I'm not going to call every day.
Okay, you're not a daily caller. Okay, so you're not a good match for someone who is a daily caller. So therefore,
Right.
you would not. Okay, just I'm getting at something. This. Okay, Louis Green is cracking me up. Okay,
Louis
so all right, must pay on the first date. Is that a standard or a preference?
That's a preference.
It's
Is
a
it?
preference,
Is
but it's a standard for some, preferences for
I think it's
others.
standard for some, preferences for others. There are some
Yeah.
women who will not go out with a guy again who doesn't pay on the first date.
Yeah.
Depends how much she likes.
Yeah. Well, it kind of does, but all right.
That.
Right.
If she
Okay.
really likes you,
Women
she
have
don't
the
give a
highest,
shit.
the most stringent standards in the world.
For
Until
people
that
they
dude,
don't like.
For dudes they don't
Oh
like.
yeah, because if you don't like him, oh my God, he's a stalker. But if you think he's fine,
They're like, oh my God,
then all of a sudden
girl,
he's attentive.
He's so aggressive and
You know, an
assertive.
attentive man who's fine is about to he's about to get a restraining order if he's not.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
A
Isn't
high
he
could
cute?
be
He waited
harassment
for
or
me
it could be
outside
cute,
of work.
depending on the
It's like,
guy.
that, you know that motherfucker waited for me outside of work? It's the same
What?
thing, except for one's cute and one is not.
It's exact.
Right?
Thank you for
Find one.
saying.
That's so sweet. He was outside waiting for me with an umbrella. It was raining. Isn't that cute? If
He did all of this
if
to
he-
find me.
Right.
That's so sweet.
If he looks like a tree frog, then you're mad
He
about
did
that
all this
shit.
to find me. He's a
You're
creep.
like,
He got to
that
spend
man
$10,000
belongs beneath
on the
bridge.
first date.
Why would he think? In fact, security. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's all about the perception of
Yeah,
whether or not she
absolutely.
likes him. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Like it really
It's all
depends
about
on how
if
you
she
feel.
likes
About
him or not.
Okay, so we talked about this before, but religion / spirituality alignment, standard or preference.
Standard, definitely
Standard.
standard.
Okay.
Agreed.
Now, are you a religious man,
I
Sam?
am.
You are.
Yeah.
Are you Christian?
Christian, yeah.
Are you in church every day?
Not every day.
Okay, well you said we just covered that you don't pray to God every day.
Wait, I don't pray to God.
Okay, you don't pray to God in general or every
I
day.
do.
Okay,
I do.
you do.
I just some days I'll miss, and he's like, "Oh, I know you missed. I ain't mad at you."
Well, okay. Now here's the question. No,
That's what
so
I'm
you're
talking about.
I'm,
I
I'm
couldn't have
not
said that
a,
better. Gina B is not. That's what
I'm not a particularly
I knew
religious
she was gonna
person.
pepper
I'm
you
not.
with that.
But here's my question. If a woman is more religious than you in the sense that if you miss church, if you don't pray to God every day, she thinks you're like a heathen. Is that too much for you?
That's too much for me.
That's too much for you.
I
Okay,
think
so
I'm a
your
heathen.
standards are
I think you're a holy roller, and
Yep.
bye
Right.
on your roller skates,
Right. And
Or
as a
your
person who is a
rollerblade.
believer,
You're in a
I
cult,
can.
bitch.
or your electric scooter,
I agree.
whatever
whatever it
you
is
rolling
that you
in.
do, Chris.
on.
When Chris, you say what?
I agree with exactly what he said.
Okay.
And I, you know.
So they need to be. So through this list, it appears that preferences and standards are not universal. Everyone's got
True,
preferences. Everyone's got their own. We are individuals.
But there are some standards, I think.
Like,
I-
well, you
I
said
don't
really like the
hygiene
way
wasn't
you-
a standard.
I don't like the way
know.
you leading this. That's why I say you're confusing the
You
world.
said, that bitch could have smelly armpits, so I'm
you getting
good.
an already confused part. And I promised these people that I would set them
But there
straight.
are standards
So look, I'm
across
going
the
to jump in
board.
for 1 minute.
I think that
I'm
people
going to
have
tell
it.
you, people, when it comes to Jana B was searching for the fringe, the fringe stuff. And unfortunately, that's why people screw up in relationships because they don't look what's generally true. So what's generally true is honesty. You want to go out with somebody who's honest.
That's the standard.
Overwhelmingly,
And that's
that is
across
a
the board.
standard.
Across the board, that's the standard.
Overwhelmingly, respect is a
Across
standard.
the board.
You would think it.
Overwhelmingly,
You would think.
loyalty is a standard.
You would also
None
think.
Do not get caught
There
up
are-
in your favorite fucking ice cream when you come to trying to figure out a mate.
No, but here's my question for you.
Non-abusive.
There are a lot of
That is a
people.
standard
Absolutely.
across
Can't-
the
we
Wait a
can't
board.
be an
minute.
ass-whooping
no,
man.
That's what
Or a
should be
woman.
standards. But there are plenty of people who date men who are neither loyal nor are they respectful.
But that's not the problem and the reason that happens is the reason for this
They don't
show.
start off that way.
The reason for this show.
I don't know.
The reason for this show is exactly what you said.
Okay.
They're dating preferences, not standards. And
Right,
I'm
'cause they
saying
overlook
if
those.
you start off with standards, and even though that
I
they're
see where you're
different,
going, yeah.
if you look at your needs, standards are different than needs, but to make it simple, your needs versus your wants, you'll always win if you start off with your needs.
That is fair. I agree with that.
You'll always win.
I
But
agree.
unfortunately, what I see online, everybody starts with their wants.
Well, see, this is why I said at the very beginning of the show that a lot of people have standards and preferences conflated.
And social media, and I did want to mention this, makes it worse, and I got to read some of my
Does,
notes.
yeah.
Social media confuses preferences and standards because it often presents a highly curated and unrealistic lifestyle based on experiences and whatever. And people even forget, and I got daughters, you got daughters, I tell them this, one's married, I don't know what they're going to do if they want to be married. It's cool to have your list. But as men see, because the world can be cruel to us, whether women think so or not, we always have to decide, are we on their list? Right? So all you ladies who want a man who's 6'4", he's the best looking dude around, his dick's down to his knees, he makes all this money, everybody likes him, he's funny, he has status, he has this.
And spends all this time with you.
Yourself,
Right.
if that dude is out looking, am I on his list?
Okay, this is our theme of every week. But
I'm sorry that
it's
you don't
so
like
funny.
telling women the truth, but the
It
truth
isn't
is,
that.
it's a lot of women who are unrealistic,
I
and that
understand
is
that.
what it
That's
is. I
not
will
the
not be
show.
shamed into not saying it. So
I
I don't care if I
get
say it
it.
every week.
every single
So
week.
I'm watching this show.
I don't give a fuck.
It's crazy because I'm watching the
Wait.
show Love is Blind.
Oh, I
season-
love Love is Blind. Isn't that a train wreck?
It's a train
It's a
wreck.
goddamn train wreck.
What are they doing, Love is
But
Blind?
right now,
That's not the balloon
I
popping.
hated all
one, is
those people.
no. So right now, I think it's season 9.
Nobody's. Anyway.
And so everyone have their number ones, and their number ones don't want them. They're
Exactly.
someone else's number ones.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
Like, this is my number one. I know. And
Nobody-
he's-
right.
and
So it's
he's like,
couples?
yeah, that's
Is
what-
it different
what
couples
is
at a
is
location?
They're blindly talking, and they're
Oh, it's a
meeting.
group of people at
Well,
one
they're all-
location.
no,
Yeah.
not. They're all in the pods. Well, I'll explain this concept to you
Okay,
after
cool.
the show. But to your point, yes, they were all choosing people who were not choosing them.
Yeah, they're all choosing.
But that's kind of a different show.
But his point is,
But I get your point.
that is the point. So when we talk about these unrealistic expectations, I know you don't like me doing this, but I got to use it as an
Oh,
example.
here we go.
The guy that I just described, I see women all day say what they won't do. Men, we don't have that much of a discriminating taste because hey, our toes look sexy. We're going to find something if we want to get with you. But the average chick can't get with that dude. Or if they do, they're going to be one of many. It is what it is. And they don't like that. But so I always say, like who likes you. I think based on what I said from that show, if you start off with, if Chris Levy was single and I wanted to be married, and there are 4 women on planet Earth who express interest in marrying me, and I wanted to be married, I'm going to evaluate those 4 women, and I'm going to pick one, and we're going to work towards that. That's all I can do, unless I change something
Well,
about
this
myself and become more desired by others.
Well, this is the reason why when I was asking Sam about his religious habits, I'm like, or communication habits, let's just say, you are not a person who's for a person who wants a daily communication. You are for a person who wants communication that's about the same level that you have.
Yeah.
So you have to match with the person who is going to be they're going to be compatible with you there. And so it's like your standards need to be compatible with standards of the other person in order to make that work.
So what tips do you have for men and women?
And then we got to wrap.
Yeah, and then I have nothing to say, but I got to ask you this. Because he's out of conscience. So what tips do you
Got
have?
his hip boots on.
And for all practical purposes, you're having a good time, Dayton. I ask you that every time I see you.
Yeah.
You're like, man, it's great. What tips do you have for other men and women who are dating, short-term or long-term, just to have a positive outlook on it? Because whatever's going on, it seems to be suiting you well, brother. I will say that. So what tips do you have for men and women?
So I use this thing and I say it's like house hunting. Dating is like house hunting. You may run across a house that is beautiful on the inside, but need a lot of work on the inside. And so that may not be for you. You may run across one that may not be in the best neighborhood, but it's still a nice house. That's not for you. You may run into one that's you really like, but someone else has put an offer in on it.
Or one that costs too much.
Or when it comes to that. But regardless, enjoy the search. Enjoy the amenities.
That's good. That's good advice right there.
Just enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go into it with unrealistic expectations. Don't go into it with the expectation of, you know what? I'm going to have a good time and meet some really great people, meet some really amazing people. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm not going into it with unrealistic expectations. Don't go into it with unrealistic expectations. That's on both sides. If you go into it with just, I'm going to enjoy the experience. That's it. Just enjoy the experience.
Well, you do want a house with good bones, though, don't you?
You do. And
What do you mean by
Yeah,
good bones?
definitely have to have good
I know you
bones.
say that a
A
lot.
good foundation.
Good foundation, strong foundation. You
Yeah.
cannot build a house on a faulty foundation.
And so your foundation are your standards.
Yeah.
Yes, those are your standards.
Your preferences is
The
bay
preferences
windows,
is the right.
flat roof or peak roof. Those are your preferences.
Right.
Before you close this out, Gina B, I just want to point out to folks, because I see a lot of these words used wrong. Boundaries is another word. I didn't include it in this show, but boundaries is something you do for yourself. That's not something you impose upon somebody. That's something you say, I don't go out, or I don't take phone calls after a certain time. You do that for your own peace. That's a boundary for those who didn't know. You can have rules in a relationship. Those are something that we agree upon. Obviously, expectations that we've done this show before when we talk about unrealistic. I got married. I thought it was going to be like X, Y, and Z. It's not now. I'm unhappy, but that's a choice, but that's on another show. That's all I got. What are we talking about next week, Gina B? You already know. It was up there.
What's it?
Next week's show is going to be about sex, money, and looks. And how important I do think that they've taken on a bigger importance than in years past.
Okay,
And it should, because, and rightfully so, women, this show will be for you. Because I will say, as women are no longer dependent on men, women and men, I don't think have figured out sort of how to negotiate what they naturally long for, which is a man who provides for me. Because you got men over here like, well, you want to provide your own money, and do what you want to do, but you still want me to pay. And men are like, okay, well, I need respect and this, that, and the other. You think you don't have to, but for my money, what do I get? It's some giving. It's a different time. But I do think.
And all that shit is online.
And I do, right. It's still negotiated, but it is heightened online. Because in real life, it always plays out. If I like you, can we get along? And blah, blah, blah.
There's a lot of motherfuckers going 50-50 out there.
All the time. A ton. By the way, with black folk, I'm glad you mentioned this. Everybody says this, but men and women in America, 55% of men only out-earn the woman that they're with. That means 45% of women, 26% of those women either make more, and about 14 or 15 are in range, and like 20-something% are close or something like that. But with black folks, a quarter of women make more than the guy they're with. A quarter. Now, with all races, only 6% of men are like at-home dudes. Yeah. So everybody's working. Mostly men are still working. Men still average more for all races. But women are doing their thing, and it's a good thing. As you got 3 daughters, I got 3. I want them to do well, but I also want them to marry some good men.
Oh yeah,
who making some damn money, by the way. It can work, but times are changing. Well, there's more negotiation to think about. I do think, and I'm gonna say this, Gina B, and we can talk about it offline. Okay. I think, regardless, this could be wrong. I think modern day men have accepted women being successful, et cetera, accepted that they, are not as, but I think women are still trying to hold men to being traditional men.
We will unpack that.
So we can unpack that when we talk about sex and money and looks next week. That's all I got. What were you thinking about that, Sam?
No. That's
we're going to talk about it. I'm going to try to get Sam back on the show next week.
Yeah, we'll see it.
Those topics are right up his alley. If I'm looking at his social media posts. All right. Gina B, what you got? Close us out.
Hey.
I'm glad to have you back, by the way.
Thank you. I think you encompassed it with your last statement. Lovely to have you, Sam.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Great comments. Kris, it is good to be back. I was gone for a week. We will be back next week.
What are we talking about,
Same
Gina
time.
B? You hate those sordid topics. We talk about money, sex, and some debauchery next week. It's going to be a filthy show.
All right, we're done.
We're out of here like last year. Good job, Gina B. Sam, thank you for coming in, brother. I do appreciate you. And my people in the back holding it down.
Thank you.
E and PI. I'm going to get them on. They're going to be on camera one day. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
She's like, no, we're not.
We out here like last year. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was fun.
I do want the sordid topics better because
the sordid topics.
I'm not on camera.